Welcome to the Featured Anime Podcast. I'm your host, Jack.
And I'm Rick.
And today we are talking about Arifureta From Commonplace to World's Strongest Season 3. But before that, we were talking about all kinds of random shenanigans, mainly about popping popcorn in the pre-show. If you want to hear that, go to patreon.com/featured anime podcast, $1 a month to get you access to that bonus content. And now, on to the meat and potatoes. Season 3 for Arifureta picks up right where season 2 left off, with Hajime and his party on their way to tackle another great labyrinth, only to get sidetracked when they stumble upon a group of rabbit men under attack. They figure out that they are a member of Shia's tribe, including Shia's tribe, and they figured out that members of that tribe, including Shia's father, have been abducted by soldiers from the Holsher Empire. That detour kind of drags Hajime and the rest of his crew into a messy mix of empire politics and dealing with the Hylia Kingdom, also trying to gain assistance with the Hulua clan or Shia's clan, planning to straight up revolution at the exact same time, with him being in the center of all of it. Following the events at the Empire, Hajime, Yue, and Shia, Tio, and everyone else do finally start making their way to the Great Labyrinth, as well as towards the final labyrinth. In general, the season leans into themes of rebellion, heavily more so in this one, and what it really means to be a hero. Plus, how far Hajime and his companions are actually willing to bend their morality to protect their own, and while setting up the larger plot that ties the labyrinths and the gods together. Just a couple of notes real quick. The producers for it are going to be Overlap Sony Music, Bandai Namco. Studio for it is As Read. Light novel is the source. It is an action, adventure, fantasy, romance, harem, isekai, aired from October 2024 to February 2025, and is 16 episodes long, in case you were wondering.
I was indeed wondering, actually. So,
now that you had time to ruminate on what I just threw out there and realized that I had totally mistyped and trying to fix it midstream, have you had time to ruminate on that?
I was gonna ask, what year did this come out? I'm kidding.
Came out in 2024, October for the month, in case you're wondering, and then February of the year. Oh, that can't be right. 2025. That's not right. That's not right.
I was gonna say only you'd be like that. That's not right. I wrote it, but that's not possible. They just don't know. They don't understand my power, man. Did you need a refresher like watching the very first episode?
No, I did not.
I did. I turned it on and went, what am I watching and why? What am I watching and why? Those are my only two major questions, because I was like, I don't understand where we're at. I don't know who the big bad is supposed to be. I don't know a lot of things that are going on. And maybe it's just because I haven't seen it in a year? From season 2 to season 3. But I don't remember their classmates turning bad. And then as the story progressed, it came back to me, so to speak. I was like, oh yeah, that was a thing, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
it felt like
if the reason why I didn't feel like I needed a refresher is because I had watched it as it was. I watched the first 2 seasons as the third one was coming out, and then I caught up to the 3rd season, and then I just saw it again right now. So it was still, relatively speaking, fresh in my head, because I did basically see it twice, the first 2 seasons and the 3rd season this year.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
If I didn't, I would have been kind of wondering what was going on. How did I like where are we at in regards to this? Because and this is one of the good and bad things is they don't take an episode or half an episode backfilling you in on the information. They don't take you in on a you know, trying to fill in everything that's kind of going on or that had already happened, which I like, but is also kind of a bad place to try and jump in if you're new to the series. But assuming you're new to the series, I would hope that you're starting off with season 1, episode 1, and not starting off with season 3, episode 1.
Yeah. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. You should. This is one of the few things that not few. This is one of the I'm sorry. This is one of the shows that I'd recommend watching all the way through whenever the opportunity strikes you, because it is just that entertaining, and the story itself is original enough, at least at the time of its conception, to be worth all your time. That being said, season 3, and maybe I'm wrong, but is season 3 the longest season that they have?
No.
Season 2 is, right? I'm asking you because you probably already have it up.
I don't already have it up, but it won't take me long to pull it up. So does that count?
It does.
So anyways, you were saying, while I pull it up, I mean,
while you pull it up.
I mean, do you really want to sit here and listen to me clickety clack? So why does it matter for the length is what I'm asking.
Because I feel like maybe season 2 was the biggest one. The reason why I'm saying is season 2, I don't really remember too much of, other than they kicked butt. Season 3 is jam-packed. They did a really good job. It felt full. It felt really dense with information, and it felt like they spent just enough time going through each issue that they were able to expand on it. What I mean by that is in one of the trials, their emotions were flipped. So you saw the depth of their emotion by the inverse of it. And you saw the resolve because they're like, okay, so one of the monsters they have to fight are cockroaches, and they all hate cockroaches.
To be fair, hang on. To be fair,
okay,
a lot of people hate cockroaches. All right, a lot of people, myself included, hate cockroaches.
I don't discount that at all. But I'm saying for someone who's fought the most disgusting, grody things, it surprised me that his I'm not doing it is cockroaches. But that's fair.
No, it's not that he's not doing it. It's his reaction is
hilarious.
It's one of the most human interactions you could possibly have, where you have this visceral reaction to cockroaches, and anyone would have that kind of reaction to it. Because if you have cockroaches, in all honesty, if you have an issue or an infestation of cockroaches, not all the time, but a nice majority of the time, it's because you just live that dirty that they make their home there. All right.
You're not wrong. I've been in people's houses doing my installations where I was like, you shouldn't have a job that in food, flat out.
Yeah. But his reaction is very visceral. And the one thing that, and I will say this, is every labyrinth always did, and they did recap this too. Every labyrinth tested you on something, and something very particular, something very poignant, right? So the second to last one had to deal with, because you brought up cockroaches, had to deal with your emotions and your bonds, more specifically your bonds. Can you get past the fact that someone has changed? How closely do you know them? Like, can you see that they changed? Are you willing to hold those ties even regardless of the form that they're in? Are you willing to, pick your flavor as to whatever it is? And that's one of the things that they really kind of drive home.
Yeah, it's good. They did a really, really good job in bringing out most of the emotions that you were looking for. And one of the one of the simplest things I could say was in this particular interaction when they show how disgusted they are by the cockroaches, and then their emotions are inversed, and they're like, "Oh, it's so cute and cuddly. It's a shame it has to die." You're like, "Oh, so at least it didn't change your convictions."
Yeah. Well, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same thing. Like they know, but they understand. Like, if I don't do this, we will die and we won't move forward. And our main goal, we have to move forward, and we are going to rely on our memories of everything rather than on pure emotion.
Yeah. It was well done. I enjoyed it. The way that they were able to make that happen was just pure gold. Just gold. You could, if you wanted to, you could definitely try to make it look or seem better or worse than it was. But could you really? You know what I mean? Like, is it possible for you to make that in any way, shape, or form a better challenge given the people who were there? Because you were able to see that they went from "this is disgusting" to "oh my goodness, so cute" to "I can't stand the sight of you. I want you to die." To show how much love and affection they had, Yue and
Hajime.
Oh my goodness, Hajime! Thank you so much.
You could also say Nagumo. I mean, like, they do call him both.
There's a few names that they call him. Yeah.
Well, it's either his first name or his last name. So I mean, like, take your pick.
Fair. But I guess the thing that got me was, well, the thing that got me was everything. The way that they made the whole setup look, sound, feel. It was very well done. And I would be more than happy I'm hoping they'll make another one, season 4. I mean, the show's obviously not over yet, but I'm hopeful that they'll continue on and make something much better than they have. What do you think?
I would be surprised if they don't come out with another one, considering the ending that they left. And you have like so many more questions, but that's beside the point, right? The main point is, like, each one was meant to build an engine and have you grow. And one of the things about this season 3 is you do have them really kind of focusing on and building those bonds and showcasing the bonds, because now for season 3, not only do you have like Hajime, Yue, Shia, Tio, and Kaori, but you have Shizuku, Miyu, and you have, you know, basically the heroes party joining in, right? Those 4, and moving forward and trying it out. And then you have Koku struggling with the fact that he literally has been hailed and exalted as the hero. He is the hero of the group, or he is this or that and everything else, and struggling with Hajime, who literally is the strongest now and is just pushing through no matter what, trying it out no matter what. And he is struggling so hard with that, and his doubts and everything just keep growing and growing and growing. And the fact that he fails the labyrinths just escalates it even more and more. And it really comes to head. And the one thing that I really like is for the last labyrinth, right? Because you had the one that was second to last, where it challenged your bonds. You know, it's like, are your bonds strong enough? The last one was like, can you conquer your darkness? Can you conquer yourself, your own insecurities? Can you move on? Or are you going to let them rule you? Or are you going to give yourself excuses and a way out? And everyone aside from Kouki, he doesn't. He ends up latching on to his own version of reality, where he justifies why everything just seems to be going well for Hajime, why everything just keeps going its way, or anything else. And and then he chooses to vilify him. Like, I understand, like, he's a anti-hero, but like, to just straight up go, no, he's the villain. It's like, now you know, like, that you're wrong, that there's just no helping you at that point, because it's like, oh, he's obviously brainwashed everyone. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
So
you almost feel bad for him.
Yeah, because you have to understand, and everyone else kind of understands too, is literally he was supposed to be the strongest. He's the strongest. He's got the hero sword and everything else. And then you have basically Hajime just come in, kick the door in, say, "What's up, people?" Take everyone out while sipping a cup of tea, relaxing, eating some crumpets and things like that, just enjoying life.
Yeah.
To the max. He's like, "Oh, this is a challenge for you?"
I'll send my lackeys in and they'll destroy it all anyway.
Like, and sneeze. Oh, I just blew away half your army. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are definitely some challenges, let's call it, that present themselves, but they're so meager in the face of their own determination, with the exception of the guy who was a hero. Well, self-proclaimed and
he
occupationally
was
a hero.
Yeah, he was chosen as a hero. His title was hero. His literal job title was hero. So it's that big slap to the face, because he has this moral, he tries to hold himself to this moral high ground where he's like, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this. And Hajime having to literally crawl up from the depths all the way to the top, you just go, damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's understandable, because his viewpoint is, you have this power, you have the ability to save and do all these people and everything else. And Hajime, he is quite literally I have a larger, bigger goal than this one microcosm incident, this one micro incident. I can do the thing for this one thing. And it may or may not help that person, but is that going to help me towards my ultimate goal? No, it's not. It's just something that's there. And it's very cold. It's a very cynical viewpoint. I get that. But in his position, I would honestly have that same viewpoint. That is not going to, doing X is not going to help further my goal. It's not going to benefit me, and it's not going to benefit anyone that I'm with. I have no reason to do this. And that is his genuine philosophy.
No, it makes sense. He had to make really tough decisions, and he went through some serious trauma. And in season 1, he was broken down and rebuilt with one singular idea driving him forward. And it was so nice to have it resurface in the later episodes of season 3, where he's just like, I want to go home. I will go home. Yeah. I will go home, and anything in my way that does not help me will hurt me. If it won't help, it will hinder. And if it hinders, it's in my way. And if it's in my way, it needs to be moved.
Yeah.
And it's a very linear, very straightforward train of thought, but it's served him well the entire time of the show so far.
Yeah.
It's just happenstance that because he's got such strong convictions, he acts like a magnet to literally everyone else in the series, because I don't think they're drawn to strength so much as they're drawn to his determination. They might not know what it is.
Well, it's not just that
he's got it.
It's not just that. It's the fact that if you're a part of his inner circle, even if he doesn't have intimate feelings for you, like he'll make sure you're taken care of. He'll make sure that you're going to be okay, regardless.
Yeah, at the very least, you'll survive.
Yeah. And the other thing too is, what's great about this season is you also get to learn a little bit more about Yue, and you learn her real name, and you learn her real name, and you learn, I was like, oh wait, maybe there's something else that goes along with this. And you learn that she's technically not immortal.
I'd say she's functionally immortal, but technically not.
Yeah, well, that's why I said technically not immortal. She's immortal, but she's technically not. And I'll leave it at that. They don't really do too much more other than just basically drop that bombshell on you, and they give you just a little nugget. You're sitting there like hoping for something. They toss a little nugget right there in your mouth. You're like, oh, so delicious. And it's like, that's it.
Saucy nugs.
Like, thank you for the saucy nugs, you punks.
Yeah. Now, I will admit I was very surprised by that. That being said, they've got a lot to deliver on season 4, assuming there will be one.
Yeah.
They've written some serious checks that I hope they cash.
Yeah.
Because Yue's history and her situation was teased, was brought to the forefront, and it was nice to see. It was nice to understand more. But on top of that, I suspect, and I could be wrong, but I suspect the hero has the title for a reason, and I feel like he has to be the one to make the final blow. It cannot be Nagamo.
No. The hero has the title for the reason to defeat the demons, and it's not gonna be the hero that does it, because they're setting up from the first season, second season, third season, they're setting up for the final battle to be against basically God. And if you're in that world and you're the hero, you're not going to be fighting them because
they granted you the power.
Yeah. So it's not going to be a power that's going to be something that you can be given. For Hajime, on the other hand, he has a lot of magic and power and everything like that that's not granted to him or gifted to him by them. It's rather he's basically created or made it himself, and it's through other means that he's basically gotten a majority of his power.
Okay. And that do we talk about the new magic that popped off in this one too, or no? Because I'd say it's interesting. There's a reason why there's so many labyrinths, and there's a reason why there's so many different challenges.
They do talk about it, but they lightly graze on it. But they also talk about it in the first 2 as well, in the first 2 seasons, like the purpose of the labyrinths. And I think it's even in the OVA movie.
Okay, I don't think did I see the OVA? Have we reviewed the OVA? I feel like we might have.
I don't know. So it's I don't know. I don't. It's not a part of season 2. It is, but yeah, there's a short little portion of it where they basically no, it is in season 2. Yeah, where they talk about it and they run in counter with like that time they did that whole time shift thing that I always end up having an issue with. Was that season 2? I feel like that was season 2.
I feel like it was, yeah. It would make sense it was season 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, they do come across a magic that is, in my mind, will eventually be a Deus Ex Machina. It will be the pivotal point in either victory, loss, or stagnation of either the war that's coming or the trip home.
Not quite. No, I would disagree. And the reason why I say that, because they have very key and select words that are talked about and stated during that point.
Okay.
So, and the reason why I
think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So basically, I feel like, and I don't know for sure. I have no way 100% proof. It's just the phrasing. I feel like it's a one and done. Like you get one shot and that's it.
Really?
One and done. Because he says in the last episode, he says, because basically Shia and Tio are the closest ones to completing them. And he makes a very specific reference to, we just have to have those two complete it. And then we'll be able to do this. And he makes a very specific case argument why they can't use Y yet because they have to make Z still. And they'll be able to make Z after Tio and Shia. Okay. That's he did state them. I could be misremembering. I could be
No, you're right. He does say that, but I thought that was just so that I would have access to it. I didn't realize it was part of his bigger plan to get them to pass certain labyrinths so they had access to enhance himself to do one particular thing. I thought it was just it'd be like you and I going to get our licenses, and I'm like, you know what? You could get your Class A license to drive trucks too. So let's do that since we're already here. Let's get everybody on the same level, kind of thing.
Yeah, but there's no reason for them to go back and go through those because they've already basically completed the other ones. Now, they also did reference and they also did state a couple of times. It's not like you, because Hero Boy failed them twice, but they also made a reference like, hey, it's not like it's not like you can't do it again. It's not like you can't attempt it again, which leads me
you can hit him.
Which, I mean, like, which makes sense, right? As long as you don't die, you can always attempt it again. But most of those are designed so that you'll die on the first attempt.
Yeah. If you have the strength, or if you have a protector watching over you, which could in itself cause problems. But yeah, in theory, from what I have seen, especially with the first labyrinth, so long as you beat it on your own effort, you get the ability. You get the extra juice. And I have no idea if there's a cap or limit to that on the amount of people that can learn the same magic. I just know that it was stated in previous seasons that the magic itself went against God, and the people who have it are considered to be enemies of God.
Yeah.
So the more people that have this magic, that maybe not such a good thing.
Right. Well,
although if you do have it, you might as well get them all.
Right. Well, here's the other problem.
You also have to be compatible with the magic in order to get it too.
Well, you get it, you just can't use it. You have to be compatible with it to be able to use it. You get the magic because he completed all of them. He has the magic. He just can't use it.
Oh. See, I thought he was just not compatible, so he went through all the effort but just did not get it.
No.
Wouldn't that be hilarious if the hero could not get any of it? Goes through all of that stuff again, and he's like, yeah, none of them gave it to me.
Right. And here's the other reason why I don't think that it's going to matter that the hero, for the final battle, it's not going to matter that the hero does or does not fight. It's because season 2. Okay. I don't want to misremember. Season two, the Divine Mountain, right? Their whole thing for him to unlock it, right? Theirs is to, like, basically, you have to have be resolved. You have to have the willpower to go against the gods and do this. Okay. And you have to go through this whole charade and act and everything like that to unlock it, to be able to do it, to get it, right? And it's also, you have to complete, I think, like 2 of the others or whatever it is, 2 other labyrinths as well.
Okay.
Basically, the hero is not going to be able to do that because, well, no, actually, because at the end of season 4, I mean, he is basically going to be able to do that. So never mind, I take that back. He is going to be able to do that. If he goes through the other ones, he'll be able to still complete the one. So never mind. I take it back. Ignore me. I'm ranting. I'm raving. Whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Madman. No, I thought confronting was season 3. No, you're right. Season 2.
Yeah, we just watched season 3. So no, it was not season 3.
No, so in season 3, they do confront something that, but it was your darker memories, or your thoughts, not your convictions.
No, I just, like I told you,
you just said, I was just like, I was trying to clarify it in my own head. But the
facing your inner demons, facing yourself, conquering the darkness in your heart, overcoming the negativities, so to speak. Yeah.
No, this whole this third season, I feel, is probably one of the best seasons that I've seen in a while. Definitely a best sequel I've seen in a while. And it just felt full. It felt like it had a lot of potential that they followed through on. There was a lot of questions that came up that were answered within 2 or 3 episodes. And I really liked the throwbacks to season 1 and 2. For instance, the dragon, we find out again, is a queen. I completely forgot that she was a queen. And her whole mission was to go out, find the problem.
Vengeance. That was her mission.
Was it vengeance?
Vengeance.
I thought it was to go out, figure stuff out, and then go back home.
Her original mission was,
and then go home.
Oh yeah, I mean that, and also the other portion of it is to be a complete and total perv.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say that, but yeah, yeah. I was most surprised by her in the instances where her emotions were running rampant. She was the one that I found to have the absolute most control and the most rationale, which made me think that she's probably the most stable. Pervy as she is, she's by far the most stable person in the group mentally.
Are we sure about that?
Yeah, when the emotions were all flipped wonky, I despise all of you, but I know regardless of my feelings, I have to toss them aside. This is proper. This is what needs to be done. I have all of my memories, and I know after being 500 years old that emotions cloud memory, cloud judgment, and emotions can be discarded.
Well, yeah, no. What I'm saying is that you can't just attribute that to her. You can attribute that to everyone in Hajime's party because of, in general, how they all are. You're drawing comparison between her and the ragtag newcomers that fail because they suck.
Okay.
Because she does the exact same thing that Hajime does, where she's like, I'm just using you as a test for myself, and this really isn't a fight for me in some instances. And Hajime is the same thing. It's like, I just use you as as a gauge to help improve myself, bro. This whole thing is like nothing.
I was going back to when they were fighting the cockroaches.
No, I'm saying in general, like that's another point where they're doing that, where you can't, because it's the exact same thing where she has her mentality, her strengths and weaknesses, and everyone has their own struggles. And the only people that you see that are struggling in general are the newcomers of the group, not Hajime's group.
That's true. Yeah, Hajime's group has been put through
worse
torturous trials.
Yeah, which is the point. That's why they're, the labyrinths, they're each one designed and set to move forward with harshness on it every single time. It's just a different type of harshness that it goes through. So that's why I'm saying I don't agree with that because of how she is in general. I mean, like how they all are in general, I should say. Like at no point did you ever see them falter or wane for that. In fact, the only time where I would say that the opposite is true is when she was transformed and everyone just saw her and was like, yeah, I don't need you to tell me who that is. I know that that's Tio.
Oh, yeah. Why is she being stomped out and looking like she likes? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Awesome. I don't know if I can go much further without spoiling a bunch of stuff. What about you? Is there any points that we missed that you wanted to hit?
I love the fact that everyone saw the truth about Hajime. I will say that.
Yes. Yeah, it definitely brought I'm going to say understanding, if not sympathy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it definitely made him far more relatable. And then when the hero was like, I really wish it was me that would have done that. I'm like, bro,
you don't even know.
It couldn't have been you.
You don't even know. Yeah. It's like legitimately when that portion, and granted it's the end, but it's not the overarching end point.
Yeah.
So, which is why I'm comfortable talking about it. The fact that they show that and approach it and they show what, just not even everything that he went through, just a little bit of what he went through. And the fact that everyone had that realization of like, The dude was literally knocking on death's door, just constantly, and just seeing the transformation of him just like knocking on death's door and have what he had to do to get beyond that and to survive, just really in my mind should really bring clarity and understanding to everyone to know it's he wasn't just given this. And the reason why that Yue and Hajime have such a strong bond together is because quite literally they were all that they had for God knows how long down there.
Yeah. Yeah. And the crazy thing is, to me, the anime shortchanged his suffering, shortchanged his transformation by such a degree that when I read the manga, I was like, there's no way. How could they throw this? How could they miss this? How could they miss? But it makes the clarity of the situation makes things so much more vivid. I know I spoke about this before, but I'm going to have to do it again. A throwback to season 1 when he was cast down into the abyss and he was doing his best to be safe. He lost an arm. Was it transmigration to transmutation? That was his ability. Basically, he could disintegrate and rebuild stuff.
Yeah, he's
so he did that.
Synergist, yeah.
So he was able to synergize his way through rock until he passed out, and he just happened by happenstance, by luck, call it what you will, fell underneath in a cavern he made, a spot with the elixir dripping in his mouth. It kept healing him, but it never satiated him. So he was starving, but could not die. So when he was drinking these pools of water, of elixir, it was doing nothing to satiate his hunger.
They do
thirst.
talk about that in season 1, and they do lightly touch on it in season 1. So you're not telling me anything new.
They do. Okay. I was under the impression they didn't when I watched it.
They
also didn't say that he... Good?
Go ahead.
I was like, they did show a little bit of it, but not to the extreme that it happened, where his body was in constant conflict when he was consuming the meat that shouldn't have been consumed.
Yeah.
The reason he survived is because he passed out face first into the elixir that was forcing him to heal and forcing him to be better.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen nearly as quickly as it did in the anime. In the manga, it lasted months.
Yeah, no, and that's why I said he was down there for a long time. And yeah, going over the time frame and everything like that, they definitely shortchanged it and compressed it greatly. They did lightly touch on it. They did lightly gloss over it. I do agree, though, that they could have gone into far more detail. 100%.
Yeah, but that's a season 1 issue. That's not a season 3 issue. Season 3 was great, in my mind.
Yep. Well, that's all I got, man. So how about we go straight to a rating on a scale of up to 10, sir? How would you rate this?
Am I rating it how I saw it, or am I rating it with the assumption I'm going off of season 2 immediately into season 3? Which would you prefer?
What?
So let me explain. If I was to rate it as if I just finished season 2, I'm binging it, and I continue on to season 3 immediately.
Rate it how you want. I do not care.
Okay. Well, okay. I'll rate it how I saw it then. I was completely lost in episode 1. The short recap they did really worked well and helped me get caught back up, if you will. But it was lackluster to me. They could have gone through just a little bit more, spent a little bit more time describing who these people were and the significance. Because they didn't even mention anything about the teacher. But after season 1, I was caught up. Not season 1. After episode 1, I was caught up, and it was very smooth. It was concise. You understood what was going on, and it was very easy to follow. The build-up, the climax, the the letdown, and then the build-up again. Nothing was lost in this season. They could have made it 2 seasons. I'm glad they didn't, but nothing was lost. I didn't really see a filler arc. I didn't see anything that they could have taken out and made the story any worse or any better. So I think that they did a good job there. Animation style, still great. Didn't really notice any music, but that's not what this show's about. I
Oh, they have
liked
music.
I didn't really notice it though. I did really like the mental growth, not the physical growth obviously was there too, but the mental growth of each individual character was nice to see their own
You could say
issues.
the character development, because that's what you're talking about, is the character development was great. The character development for each character was on point for you or something, not mental growth. I just feel like
Okay.
that pigeonholes it because it's not just mental. I mean, like they're not going through school, taking tests or anything like that. There's a lot more
True,
to
but
it than that.
learning. They are learning about themselves, and some of them did
No,
not physically get any stronger.
that character development,
Fine. Character development. I'll give you that.
character
They
development
fleshed
doesn't.
out. They made the characters more individual. They fleshed them out, and the development that they did in season 3 was really, really good in my mind. So all that to say, I'm giving this an 8.
Okay.
You're making faces.
I'm trying not to sneeze. I'm trying not to sneeze.
Oh. Okay, I was gonna say I said 8, and you just had this.
It was weird timing. Okay. All right. So you're going with an 8. I'm gonna go with I'm also gonna go with an 8. The character
Really?
development
Okay.
was on point. I thought it was really well done. It was solid. The animation was great. The music for those points were really well done. The detractors for me on it were, I felt some of it was rushed. I felt like they did compress a lot more of it for the season, more so than anything else. I could be sorely mistaken. I just felt like this one was a little bit more rushed. And they kept showcasing and referencing things that have yet to happen, that will happen, or larger plot points or future plot points that'll happen hopefully in season 4. So,
Okay.
Without the real explanation on that, and then obviously how they left it, how they ended it, I was not a terribly big fan of, because it was just, oh great, another wonderful open ending of, and here we go. Like, all right, cool,
Fair.
thanks. But yeah, that's why I'm giving it an 8. It's a great show. They had all the character development, and they did close up some of those character arcs and plot points that were left over from season 1 and season 2, which I really enjoy. They helped thread in and let you know that there's still a thing going on, and that they will be eventually looped back in season 4, should there be a season 4, for sure. But yeah, that's all I got. All right. Next week we're gonna be watching Clevitas, as recommended by Major Montana. Wonderful. Thank you for the wonderful recommendation. Look forward to checking it out. Well, that's all the time that we have for this week. If you feel like we did too much justice and not enough justice or anything like that, feel free to contact us and let us know. All our contact information is in the show notes, as well as on our website at featuredanimepodcast.com. You can also join us on Discord and talk to us and hang out with us in there. And then, of course, on stream as well, where we stream majority of our episodes on twitch.tv/featuredanimepodcast. And then, of course, we have some affiliate links for you as well for Crunchyroll. Get yourself a nice free trial or get a discount off their store. Links for you are in the show notes for that. And then let's not forget about Tokyo Treats. Nice, wonderful, delicious treats every single month coming straight to you. If you use our affiliate link along with coupon code Featured Anime, you get $5 off that very first box. And trust me, the treats are worth it. And of course, let's not forget one of the best ways you can support us is by going to patreon.com/featured anime podcast. If you go there, $1 a month gets you access to bonus content that we usually post with every episode. And of course, don't forget about some Swinky swag, shop.featuredanimepodcast.com. And until next time, I'm Jack.
I'm Rick, and we'll see you next time.